The Farm at Lane's End. Chapter 41. A Very Old Friend. Vocabulary. For the life of me is another way of saying, oh my God. Oh my God, I can't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember. Perish the thought means this is a terrible idea. Perish the thought, he's the last person I want to meet. Plain Jane. A plain Jane is a boring, unexciting girl. To read is a synonym for to study. At Oxbridge one reads, not studies. Both have the same meaning. If you hit it off with someone, it's another way of saying you will get on well with that person. Become good friends. And now to our story. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Outside it is still very cold. A typical late April morning. Farmer Ken and Dave have just come in from milking the cows. There is a delicious smell of sizzling bacon and eggs. Jean, too, has been busy. The Bartons are enjoying their breakfast. I say, Dave and Ken, you'll never guess who I bumped into in the village yesterday. Who did you bump into, Mum? Well, I had just come out of the post office, and there she was, Anne Cooper. Who's Anne Cooper, Mum? She was one of my best friends at school. We really got on well together. I think I was her only friend in those days. Why was that, Mum? Anne was not very popular. She was always a bit of a plain Jane. She never spoke much, and she never showed any interest in what was going on. Then why were you such good friends, Mum? Well, I knew Anne better than most people did. My mum and Anne's mum were best friends. Anne often came to play after school. In fact, Anne and I had a lot of great fun together. At school, Anne was plain and boring. After school, she was a completely different girl. What was she like, Jean? Anne was mainly interested in reading. We often used to talk about the books we had read. Of course, Anne read far more than I did, and in some ways I think that's why she was such a boring girl. Her world was her books. And what happened to Jane? After leaving school, she went up to Oxford to read classics, and I'm sure she did well. And when was the last time you saw her, Mum? For the life of me, Dave, I can't remember. It must be at least 20 years. And when are you seeing her again, Mum? In another 20 years? Perish the thought, that's a terrible idea. I don't want to wait that long. In fact, Jane and her husband are coming for dinner next Saturday. That's great, Jean. Jane actually sounds like a very interesting person. I can't wait to meet her. And can I invite Claire, Mum? Of course, Dave. I'm sure Claire and Jane will hit it off very well. Would anyone like another cup of tea? Yes, please, Mum. And another round of toast and marmalade, please. And the same for me too, please. You two can never stop eating. And guess what I'm baking this afternoon? A chocolate cake, Mum. Oh, don't be silly. It's not your birthday, Dave. I'm baking a cherry cake. What a surprise. Questions. What had Dave and Ken been doing? What was the weather like? What was the nice smell coming from the kitchen? What was Jean cooking? Who did Jean bump into in the village? Did Jean and Anne go to school together? Were Anne and Jean best friends? When are Jane and her husband coming for dinner? What did Jane read at Oxford? Please put "perish the thought" in a sentence. And that's all for this week. See you next week at chapter 42. Until then, bye-bye for now.